Hello and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD show for the 27th of October. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, somebody's got to win that money. It was us a little bit last night. Some of these calls were right. You knew I sent a special tweet note to the Discord once we got the news that all the other tight ends were out. Pretty obvious Dalton Kincaid was going to get a lot of targets. He fell into the end zone. Gabe Davis was a play that I'd like the whole day as a contrarian play, got a ton of targets. Now, I made one huge mistake. Now, congrats to some of you who were on the opposite. But I thought, hey, it looks like Deontay Hardy's, whatever his first name is, his snap share has been trending up. I'm sure he's going to keep getting that opportunity, right? Right? With all these tight ends out, surely the wide receiver 4 will get a few looks. No. He got 2 snaps in the first half. 2. One of those was the punt return. So I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the way things went with the Deontay Hardy call last night. Obviously, several of my lineups still panned out anyway. But, that's going to happen. Who cares? And congrats to Fantasy Guru Drew, third and schlong, Bryce Morrow, I forget his name. I'm trying to learn everybody's names because you guys like this, 150, 250 pros that why not be cordial and friendly with you guys who are also good. I also wanted to point out the satellite strategy works even better on FanDuel, man. Nobody cares about these tickets at all, and they're running them every day. So like the implied expected value is like 30-40% every day on these. So anyway, I'm gonna have this is 2 $44 tickets I won for $1.50. So keep an eye out. The FanDuel's got the same thing going on with the overlay situation for satellites, and this is 11/1. This is like this week, so it's not like the strike date on this is infinity in the future for those of us who trade options and stuff. And there's an obvious reason why they're trying to get you to tie up your money forever in FanDuel. No, this is like 11/1. If you think FanDuel's still going to be there 11/1 and you're still going to be doing NBA there, fine. I am going to cover FanDuel this time. It's kind of a fun. I like playing 2 different games, right? Like I'm a game theory guy. Why wouldn't I play 2 different games? Also, I've heard it's a little bit weaker field over there, so that's one reason I'm going over there. The Shark Chat has things to say about FanDuel. Speaking of, I won't show Shark Chat obviously on the screen, and generally I won't show these things, but somebody says something nice and I don't know how to screenshot it. So love the content, DFS underscore PhD. Thanks for the high quality information with low quality production. You're in the upper right quadrant of all the charts of great info versus production quality. So sure, I'm going to say that that's a compliment, and that yeah, I know my production value is that I'm taking this video in my I am taping a Zoom call in my room, so it has that feel to it. That's why it may have no cuts, although I do know how to use Premiere Pro now because I have no other way to trim down the clips on my computer to get them on Twitter. Okay, so on to today's NBA slate. This old man feeling pretty good about my Adobe Suite skills. My wife's been teaching me a lot of art stuff, so that's why you've been getting better thumbnails and stuff and whatnot. Haven't looked at the channel analytics, but also thank you for coming so much, guys. We've got over 100 subscribers now. We're getting more every day. More people in the Discord every day. You can check the YouTube's description or Twitter for more information on that. And yeah, join us in there. It's fun. I'm giving all my ownerships like a couple hours before the slate. Nothing paid in there. It's like educational. I just want you guys to learn. All right. So what we got for this slate is Nick Claxton's out. I didn't see what happened. I guess let's find out. Nick Claxton out. And how long is he going to be out for? Ruled out with ankle injury. Okay, ankle injury. So a couple games, who cares? So we have that's the whole news of the slate. Nick Claxton out. Everybody playing Day'Ron Sharp. Everybody playing Day'Ron Sharp. Everybody playing Day'Ron Sharp. You play Day'Ron Sharp. Like, if you're playing single entry, you play Day'Ron Sharp. Like, there's not much value on this slate. Things are adjusting, and he's a great value. But do you want to hear my idea? The crazy idea that I have and that I will definitely be playing? Because at 0.06% ownership, do I think there's a 0.06% chance that Day'Ron Sharp gets in foul trouble? No. I think it's between 5 and 15% chance that Day'Ron Sharp gets in foul trouble against the nobody crew of Dallas. I don't think it's obviously them that's doing it. It's Day'Ron that's doing it, trying to block everybody's shots, being very active, doing the things that get him the fantasy points. That's why I have him 75% of the time. But sometimes that goes bad. And when that goes bad, who's going to benefit? Well, he didn't play game one, and that's just what you want to see. A guy who didn't play game one who has a real chance to smash in game two. And that's what we have in Trent and Watford. He didn't play at all. Coach's decision, totally fine. I double checked. They paid him a fair amount. He's here, and he's going to be in this rotation, I think, in general. Dayron himself only played 12 minutes. You had a total of 28 minutes to Claxton. So I think what happens is that you get 12 of those minutes go to Dayron, and then at least 16 go to Trent and Watford. And so that's what you're seeing in the initial projection for Trent and Watford. No, you're not even seeing that. Not even seeing 16, right? So they're thinking some small ball minutes. I don't know. I think Trent and Watford's small enough. I think he's going to get in there. I think they're planning to mix him in there, and he definitely gets in there even more with foul trouble. And if you see 20 minutes of Trent and Watford tomorrow at what I assume is the min price, because he didn't play the last game and wasn't expected to play, then he's going to be optimal. And so in any chance you think there is of foul trouble for Dayron Sharp, whatever percentage you think that is the percentage of Trent and Watford you put in your lineups. Okay, now next point, same point. Next point is about Toronto. The only other weird thing that happened that is still being misprojected is Precious closed over Poeltl, and I'm not sure why. If you know why, disregard. But I haven't been able to determine what happened there and if that's going to be a regular thing. But whether it's foul trouble for Poeltl or whether it's, and it wasn't in this game, but however, one or the two of them is going to get there. They're not going to be out there together very much at all. So I have an upside limit for Achiuwa and Poeltl. And I have both of them limited to 15% because I don't really know what's going on there yet. And when I don't really know what's going on, but I know there's upside, that's when I'm playing like 5 to 15% as my range. Okay, same deal with Sohan. Like, I'm just matching the field. I'm being defensive. I don't really know what his usage is like at the point guard yet. I don't know how many minutes. Like, I think if they didn't close with him, he was like a -10 or something yesterday, and they closed with Trey, the backup point guard. Is that Jones? Yeah, the Jones brother, the other one. So I'm not sure what's going on there yet. I can't be super heavy on that. So let's go who I am heavy on. This is all the tweaks I've made. Not many tweaks today, not many rules. Obviously, every time I make a tweak, I make a rule, and I do a hard limit of what percentage I feel like that play is. So we've got the Dayron foul trouble rule, which is either Dayron or Trent and Watford. Maybe they could both get there together today just because of the pricing. Maybe they go, I don't think you go big ball against Dallas. You're not going to have them both on the floor at the same time. So it's an okay rule. Okay. Yeah. And then Precious or Poeltl closing is just, I don't know. That happened I don't know what's going to happen there after game one. Okay. Now let's see. Who are my most owned dudes? Mobley. Yep. Jaren Jackson Jr. Yep. Chris Paul. Yep. Okay. Beyond that, these are not strong. Marcus Smart's just underpriced. He's priced like the backup he was last year, not the starter he is now. And his usage is unknown in this offense. And without Ja there, I think there's a lot of points to go around in this offense. Definitely fine with having a lot of them. The only player I'm getting to from this Miami game, which is terrible, low scoring, I mean, it'll be fun to watch, but is Kevin Love. He's just underpriced still. Yeah, as a starter, if he had the chance to close, which it looks like they're going to sometimes close with him, massively underpriced. However, I don't know. Like, are they going to keep doing that? I say 25% chance. So I limited him to 25%. Didn't even get to that cap. I'm at 15. Yeah, Trey Jones. There he is. Okay, so I'm fine with playing 10% Trey Jones because I have so much Sohan, and one of the two of them. That's another one where I might eventually build in a rule because I think one of the two of them hits their max, like maybe. And when I say a rule, I mean either or rule. I'm not saying a definitely one rule. I never do definitely one rules. Those ruin your pools. A maximum one or maximum two in the case like showdown. Sometimes there's a guard bundle of 3 guys and only 2 of them are going to close and you're not really sure, but 2 of them could play, like all of them could play the point, that sort of situation. So you could do a max 2 of 3 or something like that in some situations. Not today. So that's all I got for today on the DraftKings side. Let's go over to the FanDuel side. Oh yeah, let me say a little bit about the late slate first. The late slate includes which teams? So that's just Golden State, Sacramento, Orlando, and Portland. Ugh. I'm not playing anybody from any of those teams in my main slate lineup. So yeah, I guess I'm not going to say anything. I guess I like Steph Curry, and Chris Paul is underpriced. So I don't really have a take on that. Late slate's tough tough one. I have committed to building like 4 lineups. I don't know. Maybe might withdraw those. I thought that would be a fun slate. What does that showdown look like? So the showdown would be, I think they did the, which one's the showdown? Boop, boop, boop. All slates. Golden State and Sacramento, I guess. Any weird values there? I'll just pop in right quick. Well, I'll bring that. Oh, it's coming up. Pop that up over here, and then we'll get to the FanDuel in a second. Just I think there's a little bit lower. Whatever people use FanDuel less. I don't have any rules. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention my settings. Only $200. Maybe I allowed $400. $200 to $400 of wiggle room in Classic. Do not do the things we were doing for short slates on a big slate. They are wrong. Use all of your salary. You can up there. That's fine. Use all of your salary and do not limit the geometric mean of your ownership. Individual ownership doesn't matter. You got 8 slots out there. The chance that somebody dupes you is so small. Stop worrying about it. Doesn't matter if you got a 40% owned guy. If you like him, you like him. If it makes sense in your game script, use him. Like that percentages matter here. It's a showdown slate, not in real life. None of these are good. This is a terrible game. Why am I building lineups for this game? All right, I'm not going to do this on air because I have no leans. I guess I have no idea what you do with this. I just let SaberSim work, I guess, for this for the late showdown. I nothing I like. Oh, you know what you can do early in the season? You get monster Harrison Barnes, and nobody knows really why it is, but it is every season. This is the 3rd season, and it's reliable. So let's just rely on monster Harrison Barnes. Like, out of the gate, we're going to get monster Harrison Barnes. It doesn't look like it's going to matter, but he's probably overpriced from his last monster Harrison Barnes game. But I for real, hire whoever is his trainer, guys. He is incredible out there. Yeah. Okay, so on to FanDuel slate. Looks like I'm getting to a lot of Wembanyama. Yeah, that makes sense. He's got an unknown upside against Houston. Mobley, again, same play. Mobley without Jared Allen. This is a perfect expectation. I'm not even going to check it. Banchero? That's a lot of Banchero. I mean, he has to hit his shots. I'm not going to be 60% Banchero. I'll be 40% Banchero. Because I just don't think it's that likely that he hits his shots. Does that bump me up to 60% Scoot? Meh, what's his price? 55? Okay, Scoot's underpriced. I guess we still don't know exactly what the rule is. How many minutes to expect, etc. Vassell, okay. He's way underowned for me on FanDuel, so that's fine. And I think it's part of like a lot of these are going to be San Antonio with a Memphis run back. So fine, the game blows out or something, and that's like it goes to overtime, and I got the nuts or something. Triple J, yep, 60%, totally on board with that. Did I build in? I built in the same 2 rules over here. They didn't. It doesn't look like I'm using them at all. But Poeltl or Precious Closing and Dayron foul trouble. Does Dayron not matter on this slate? What? He's got to matter. He's pretty cheap over here, 5,000. 20% Dayron? That seems wrong. All right, you should have more than 20% Dayron, even on FanDuel. That's definitely wrong. So that presumably is why I have so much Wembanyama. 40 to 60%. I'm not opposed to being double the field on Dayron. He's clearly the best play on the slate, even on FanDuel. Yes, Trenton Watford, you can do it. Don't do it. I'm not doing it. I mean, okay, I'm only playing 5 lineups on FanDuel, so that's why I'm not doing it. If you're playing, how many? 20? Yeah, you get to 20, then you can start including a smattering of Trenton Watford lineups, not with Dayron, right? We talked about that. Same thing with your Precious. You're going to cap that. You're not going to get to a bunch of it. You get to 150 maxing, though. Yeah, that's the play. These are the plays, 100%. Yeah, I'm just not going to do that because it's FanDuel. And come on, I'm barely at CSV level for FanDuel right now. Okay, so that does bring me more or less to the conclusion of what I had to say for today. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, somebody's got to win that money. It's $100,000 on both sides. So hey, might as well be.